Thank you, Alejandro. Thank you, everyone that joined and waited for me to talk. It was a great learnings. Congratulations to the other speakers as well. Great stories, great learnings. So yeah, I hope to be at the same level. I will start sharing my screen now, which is the second. Share. All right, now putting it in full. All right. So, welcome everyone. As Alejandro just said, my name is Pedro Ferreira. I'm Portuguese. I'm in the middle of my 30s, and I came to Frankfurt 10 years ago, around about 10 years ago. I'm passionate about technology, futurism, about entrepreneurship. So I'm quite how should I say, involved in different initiatives that support the entrepreneurship, from Founders Institute to Singularity University. I'm also a curator of Startup Digest, and I'm also a founder of a startup called Xperince.Plus. But I will focus tonight on a fuck up that I did some years ago. And yeah, my story starts with this image that I just had in the cover of my presentation. So it goes back 15 years ago when I was doing a European road trip. And yeah, I visit a lot of countries, just like Hermina said, Italy, I don't know, Hungary, the Nordics. But my last stop was here in Frankfurt, and my hotel was in the city center. Well, not in the city center, in a very specific place in the Hauptbahnhof Viertel. And yeah, I was surrounded by what you know about Bahnhof Viertel. So drugs, yeah, prostitution, fights, drunk people. And it was my last day of trip, and I just said, okay, this was really a bad experience. When I arrived in Lisbon, I guess I said to my friends, well, I'm never going back to Frankfurt. Don't go to Frankfurt. It's a horrible place to go. You have other places to visit in Europe. And yeah, life showed me that don't judge the books by the cover and never say never, because I ended up coming to Frankfurt, and now I call Frankfurt my home place. So people, yeah, still reminds me, do you remember that story you told about Frankfurt? And I always have to say, yeah, it was kind of a fuck up. But yeah, just to keep on going, this is how I see Frankfurt now. And this is how I picture Frankfurt as an entrepreneur. I think we need to look at the future, about the great things, and take challenges. So yeah, I see Frankfurt nowadays quite differently. And I think I challenge myself and the others to get a good mindset and a good vibration about Frankfurt. And that's what I focus at. But before taking that challenge, indeed, I was working with different projects, and I decided to quit one of the projects that I was working with to really focus on that. And my idea was, okay, I want to have an impact in the world, and I may just start in the city I live in Frankfurt. And I tried to get into the entrepreneurial ecosystem here in Frankfurt, and I was really challenged because it was very German, very close. It was very hard for me. And one night I was in a bar with some other people, some other friends, and I just noticed that it was not just only me. There were more people with the same challenge, same issues. And at some point I said, okay, you know what? I'm starting a startup that help other startups, other founders to start. And yeah, that's how it all started. In that night, I think there was a friend of mine. We are still friends. And he kind of told me, okay, I have some other people that you should connect with. And I think you have exactly the same mindset. And some months forward, Indeed, the person presented me to another networker, another person that was sharing my vision. And he offered me the possibility of starting a project in Frankfurt focused exactly on that mission. And for me, it was one of the moments I said, okay, should I do it? Should I not do it? Especially because there was a trick about it that my co-founder at that time, or my partner, was not really able to speak English, and I was not really able to speak German. So there was, from the beginning, a strange feeling that, okay, we share the vision, but yeah, we need to work things out. So I remember coming back to this friend that presented me and tell him, well, I'm kind of, yeah, I'm in doubt if I should do this or not. Should I trust him or not? And yeah, my friend just told me, well, when you are offered a seat on a rocket ship, don't ask questions, just jump on it and do it. And even if you don't know what to do it, just say yes, because you will learn later. I don't know, all these cliche words were all around me. And I said, let's do it. I took on the challenge. I did it. We started working together, but it was like a casino. Yeah. Unfortunately, we were trying to focus on our mission and align a bit the practical side of it. But yeah, in the end, some months after, the company or the project just fell down for different reasons. But one was as well financially. So the company went bankrupt. And unfortunately, our vision and mission did never come to a reality. And yeah, what I wanted to say in that fuck up moment is that you can do a lot of fuck ups, but it's really bad when you do it the fuck up around the Christmas time, like now. So this happened 2 years ago in December, 1 week before the Christmas. Yeah, my at that time partners just told me, okay, you will be fired because there is no way that we will move forward. So yeah, sort your things out and Merry Christmas, but you are not working any longer in this company. So yeah, 1 week before Christmas, I just had this moment that I had like, okay, I'm being fired. And on top, my wife was pregnant, 1 month to delivery of our child number 3 and 4, because it was twins. And I just had that moment that I said, okay, it's Christmas time. I'm going to be father. And I just got fired in this moment that I thought everything was, that I could work things around. I think 1 week before, I was in Silicon Valley at that time trying to pitch my idea to some investors and so, to other cool partners, but it all fell down in that moment. And I felt like, okay, I have a huge issue here. And yeah, I had my family over for the Christmas, parents-in-law, and I just said, okay, should I tell this or not to them? Should I make my wife being worried? And at that time, I decided, okay, I will keep it to myself. I'm gonna be strong. I'm not gonna give that much of attention to this. It's Christmas, it's family time. Let's enjoy it. I will focus on that, and let's see what comes next. So that's what I did exactly in December. And afterwards, I will tell you what I did as well along the way. But yes, one of the lessons that I wanted to share with you is that, yeah, if you don't trust the pilot, yeah, don't go, whatever. They are building a rocket ship, but someone is should be the pilot. So if you don't trust it, don't do it. And this resigns a bit as well with what Martin said in first place. But then, yes, trust your struggle, because when you are in an entrepreneurship world, or when you are an entrepreneur, don't expect it to be a short, quick run. It's really a marathon. So after January, after the first big hurt, yes, what I said to myself was, okay, this is what I wanted to do. I failed. I learned what I failed, but I still believe in the mission. And I still know a lot of people who can do the same. So what I did was really to pursue a bit uh, my vision, my passion, and my network. So I found people that could fit better into what I wanted to do. I came along with them, and I kept working in the vision that I had before. And luckily, we found a way to work it out. And after 2 years, I keep on doing what I love to do. I keep working with entrepreneurs, either with the projects that I work with. I managed to move over or to learn from the failure. And I'm very happy that I did it, and I kept on working with my mission, because yeah, today I'm lucky to work with the people that I like the most and to do what I like to do the most. And I think I'm very lucky for that. So my message tonight is really, if you have a passion in you, just, it's not because, well, you fail one, that you cannot succeed. So luckily, I was able to overcome my failure, and I should say thanks to these people in this picture, because they made me believe and keep on moving forward. And yeah, thank you all. I'm open for questions and to go deeper in some topics if you want.
Great. So there are some people who started already sharing some questions. Maybe I will make one, Pedro, because I wrote as well in the comment box. I am normally a kind of person who reacts based on feeling. So what we know as our gut feeling. So to be honest, if I feel it that it feels good here, I do it. I understood from your focus you were reacting more at the time in that way. How do you make decisions now? Do you still trust a lot in your gut feeling, or do you try to get more information from different factors to try to make a better
Yes.
decision?
Yes, I think just like you said, I'm also very emotional. I'm Portuguese, we are Latinos. I think it's common. I trust a lot in emotions and feelings. And I think even in the moment that I did the fuck up, I did it a lot. Um, and I'm not, as you said as well, I'm not regretting that I did it, because it was a gift, as as well Martin said, because then I learned. I still do it a lot, but maybe the time and the age and the risk show me that sometimes that, yes, that I need to analyze things clearly or in a more structured way, and that Germany also gave me that, to be a bit more structured and to look at some information that maybe before I was not doing. And that's good. That comes with failure and with experience. So I think a good mix of both, it's good. Uh, uh, so not only emotions, not only data, the mix of two should be the perfect.
Thank you for that. That surely is something that I have to learn as well. We have received some questions. So the first one is, in this particular focus that you had, who were the first person you shared it with, and how was the support from your network to come out of that from
Mhm.
there?
So I remember telling, I think one of the first person, I guess, was the person that connected me to the partner at the time. So I came back to him and said, well, because we were on ongoing conversation. So I told him, well, this is what happened. Let's see what comes next. I remember that um, a lot of people that I was talking with, I shared with them, uh, but more with the goal to receive feedback. So in a way that they could tell me that if the failure was because what I wanted to do was not a need, um, or if it was me, or what were the reasons of of the failure. So my first concern about feedback was really to understand the situation, not myself or the financial risk or the fact of being unemployed at that moment. I think it was not my first concern. It was really to understand, okay, was it because I was doing something wrong? Was it because I was betting in the wrong project? And when I got the feedback, yeah, I thought, okay, the feedback, it was great in a way, because then I decided what to do next. And really, I did not tell my wife like the first or the second person, but then I told her, obviously, because the personal side and the family life, it's also important. But then when I gave the message, was already in a positive way, because then I was able to, in a structured way, said, okay, this is what happened, but I already reflect, and this is what is coming next, or those are the options that can be the next for me. So yeah, that was the way that I tried to overcome the situation personally.
Okay, thank you. And maybe that brings me to the next question. You were commenting now you have found the correct network, the correct people. And which kind of things do you take into consideration when networking now, when finding the correct people?
Well, as said, I think I work with extremely people that are really passionate about what they do, people that share exactly the same mission, but they are open and really there for you, that talk to you, that talk a lot as well, so that you can see that that you are able to have communication in a really how should I say, because when you communicate, one talks and the other listens, and the other one gives you feedback. And sometimes there are people that hear you speaking, but they don't reply, and that's the type of people that I really don't want to work with, because if we invest time on these, and we invest a lot of time, sometimes I spend more time with my co-founders or my co-partners than with my family, sadly, but yes, it happens sometimes. So I really hope that this investment of time is meaningful to them and to the other people that we impact on our lives. So I'm kind of demandful on them as well now, because if I'm giving something to the projects, I expect the same from the other people that work with me. And I'm lucky that, yeah, these people that I work with now in all the projects, the founders that I mentor, the people that I touch base on a daily basis, they all share the same mindset. And I think, yeah, that's a great for uh, any entrepreneur, for the startup community in general. So yeah.
Great. And there are still some questions, but I would say we take the last one. It is, I think we discussed this when we were revising your story. There is one question regarding why do you have Elon Musk on every of your slides? Is there any
Well,
reason or any story you would like to share?
no, I included Elon Musk there. It was just a small joke aside, because yeah, he's a very well succeeded entrepreneur, as you know. He has a lot of projects that resemble to the work that I'm also doing, both on the brain computer interfaces side, both as well on the space side, that I'm also passionate about it. And you may have read the news that he's coming to open a company in Frankfurt, and as well, yeah, I think it reflects a bit the passion and the entrepreneurship mindset, and I tried to somehow have him on every slide, like a great role model for us. We don't need to be extremists and be so well succeeded as him, but if we are only 10% or 1%, I think we are already doing a lot of good things to the world. And he also did some fuck ups, by the way. If you remember correctly, the company SpaceX was about to be bankrupt as well. It was still the last attempt that they were, okay, if we fail now, we will never be able to do another one. And they managed. And now, yeah, they are so well succeed that I think it's a very extreme example of, yeah, sometimes entrepreneurship is just like a carousel as well, like a roller coaster. And sometimes you are here, sometimes you are there. And yeah, we need to learn from that and enjoy the ride because we only have one ticket anyway.
That's very true. And yeah, I take now the chance to thank you, Pedro. It was really great to organize